Welcome, my name is Andrea Brown. This is Thrival Now, a new YouTube channel where I'm committed to helping you go from survival to thrival in your health, wealth, and relationships. This is the last little video I'm doing in a 5-part series about leaving a legacy. I've been sharing some keys, the 5 secrets you must discover before you die by John Izzo. And you can see those other videos. I'll have them in a playlist where you can watch all of these 5 together. But just as a reminder, if you, or to kind of catch you up if you haven't watched them, the first key was to be true to yourself. The second was to leave no regrets. The third was to become love. The fourth one was to live the moment. And today I want to share the final one, which is to give more than you take. I think one of the things that summarizes the imagery of someone who gives more than they take is the difference between a 10-minute funeral and a 10-hour funeral. I think we all know of people who would embody both of those. The 10-minute funerals are the ones that have been self-absorbed and self-focused throughout their life, many times dying bitter, hard deaths, but not celebrated in their life. But the ones that live that in such a way that they're giving more than they take, those are the ones where there's 10-hour funeral services. There's not enough time for people to get up and celebrate their life and to speak about what they did. And so this whole idea of leaving a legacy for me is I want to live in such a way that I'm living so that I want to end my life. I want to run my race. I want to run it well. I want to live in such a way that I'm somebody that there's a 10-hour funeral and not a 10-minute funeral. I want to leave a mark on the world in the sense that I want to leave the world a better place than it was when I came, which I think embodies this idea of giving more than you take. As I pursued that personally, I have really looked at reverse engineering that and what kind of person do I need to be in order to live that way and to die in that way. And so I love this book because it really provokes this idea of who are you going to be? How are you going to live? What's the legacy you leave behind? What will people remember about you? If they remember anything at all. Giving more than you take is a deep lesson. And, you know, some of the ways this was highlighted in individuals that shared their story. Because again, if you haven't watched the other videos, the insights and wisdom from this book were distilled from over 1,000 different people who had been nominated by 15,000 people as people that had lived their lives well, that had wisdom and aged gracefully and were joyful people. And of those 1,000 people, there was about 235 interviews done. And so these keys were distilled from those 235 interviews. It was summarized by one individual really well, and that is that he wanted to live his life by the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And in that way, giving more than you take. John Izzo definitely came to the conclusion that the happiest people were the ones that were focused on themselves the least. So there's a big connection between being self-focused and how well you live your life versus being other-focused. There's also a consistent theme that these elders found wisdom in being connected to the larger story, whether for some, like myself, it's a connection to God and humanity. And for others, it might be just to humans and people in general, or just to nature, but perhaps it's to all 3 even. But the idea of being connected and part of that bigger story is important. I love how he summarized the essence of this lesson. And not only giving more than you take, but it's like the 2 great tasks of being a human is to learn to find yourself and then learn to lose yourself. And so first, it does involve finding yourself, finding what your gifts and your talents are. And like the first key I talked about, being true to yourself. But it doesn't end there. It ends as you learn to lose yourself, to give up what you have for the greater good and for other people. And that you focus is on other people, because it was clear that the people that were the happiest were the least focused on themselves. And so I leave you with that today. I challenge you to not only find yourself, but learn to lose yourself. And I challenge you to learn to become less and less focused on yourself and more focused on other people around you. Because as you do that, you will learn to give more than you take in this life, and you will be well on your way to living more fully and more joyfully. And that's part of the focus of this channel and the focus of what I want to impart and challenge you and encourage you with, and that is to learn to thrive. And these are some of the ways that I have that have just immensely helped me in that journey. I'll see you next time. Thank you. If you found one nugget of wisdom in this video today, please share it in the comments and share this video with a friend. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much.